Welcome back, everybody. Derrick Sue, your East Oakland advocate. Well, today, what we're going to do, we're going to look back at the last five Oakland mayors, when they came in, what they may have accomplished, or the legacy that they left behind, and also where they are today. So we're going to go all the way back to 1999 when Oakland elected the career politician Jerry Brown. And Jerry Brown, we know his dad, Pat Brown, was governor at one time here in the 60s for California. And then Jerry Brown came up, and in the 70s, he became California's governor. And then he double dipped and became California's governor for the second time in the 2000s. So, but now Jerry Brown's semi-retired. He held the Oakland Mayor's office, excuse me, from 1999 through 2007. He left his mayorship early so that he could run for state attorney general. And so he abandoned Oakland. Number one, Jerry Brown is not an Oaklander. He's another carpetbagger that helped ruin the city of Oakland. And in some aspects, he did uplift some of Oakland, and we'll get into that. But today, he is retired from politics, but he is not retired. He retired to his ranch in Colusa County, and so I thought he was just going to go away and we won't hear of him anymore. But he's been busy, and he still needs an income, obviously, because at his age he's still working. He's teaching as a chair of UC Berkeley, and what he's doing, he is in China, teaching climate change. And so he is part of the UC Berkeley, California, China Climate Institute. And so he's teaching climate change in China right now. So that takes care of Jerry Brown, where he's at. He's still working. Even after all these years in politics, he's still working. You would think he had made enough money. He has a ranch up in Colusa County that he can retire to. It's a huge ranch, and live out his life. But he's still working. So that's where Jerry is right now. What did he do for Oakland? Well, he brought excitement to Oakland during his campaign. I was excited, and I have to say, yes, I did vote for Jerry Brown initially. Second time, when it was the re-election, no, I didn't vote for Jerry because a lot of things that he was doing rubbed me the wrong way. And so his legacy is that we see a completely changed Jack London Square area. The Oak Street to 9th Street project was originally Jerry Brown's, and it took nearly 20 years to get it to where it is today, and that's over at the end of Fifth Avenue, and all those new apartment buildings down by the waterfront there. That was Jerry's original plan. And then also there was a building that was constructed, the Essex at number one Lakeside. I lived in there for 2 years when it first opened. As my wife and I, we sold our condominium. We made a pretty good profit on our condominium. We literally more than doubled our investment in the condo. We originally bought the condo for $160,000 back in 1997, and then we sold it in 2002 for $351,000. That's what gave us the money to go work on the home that I had inherited, 361 Santa Clara Avenue. And I was, with that money, I was able to completely rebuild the home and and live in there. And it also paid for our rent at the Essex, which was uh, high at that time. And some of you may not think, but you have to think back at 2002, the average rent was about 1,200 $1,400 throughout Oakland. That was typical. And for a studio apartment, 600 square foot studio apartment in the city of Oakland at number one Lakeside, I was up on the 10th floor and I had to pay $1,600 a month. Wasn't so bad. The first month, your move-in month was free. You know, once you paid all your upfront fees, your first month was free. So that kind of helped a little bit. But seeing what Jerry did, all the different projects that he killed throughout Oakland that was already previously approved, um, he did a lot of harm. And then he sold off half of Oakland Section 8 housing. At one point, we had nearly 3,500 Section 8 units. Currently, we are down to 1,608 units. Jerry Brown sold off those properties and used that money to fund his projects here in Oakland. So, moving on, Jean Quan. Jean Quan, what can I say? She was Oakland Mayor 2011 to 2015. Her claim to fame is Occupy Oakland and the big debacle that happened out of that. At first, she sent 500 law enforcement officers with tear gas, rubber bullets, and batons to clear out Occupy Oakland from the plaza area across from City Hall. And so after that, a week later, she reversed that decision, which was political suicide. Anytime a politician makes a decision, it best be the correct decision. And in this case, she made a fatal error. And in politics, anytime you reverse your position, like what Jean Quan did in Occupy Oakland, it is the end of your political career, period. Because now you're going to be labeled wishy-washy and undecisive. So that's what happened to Jean Quan. And it was interesting that in Jean Quan's election, that this was the first time that ranked choice voting was used. And she was in the third position going into the election, and coming out of the ranked choice voting, she wiped out the first place and the expected winner, which was Don Parada, who I could not vote for. I didn't vote for Don Parada. I voted for Jean Quan because Jean Quan was not Don Parada. Don Parada had a lot of baggage. Also, one of the things that I was really pissed off about, he was one of the big supporters of Mount Davis at the Coliseum. He was one of the big pressures on the Alameda County Board of Supervisors that really pushed for that and allowed that to happen. And that's what brought the Oakland, or the Los Angeles Raiders at that time, back to Oakland. So didn't like Don Parada, couldn't vote for him, so I voted for Jean Quan. And Jean Quan ended up being a huge mistake. Like I said, she was indecisive decision maker, which we can't have in the city. And that ended her political career. Where is she today? Nowhere. She is nowhere in the political arena. That decision that she made, that reversed the removal of Occupy Oakland, and Occupy Oakland came back in, that sealed her political death right there. And so right after, in the next election, Libby Schaaf came in. That's how we got Libby in 2015. People would not bring Jean Quan back. In fact, her political career has been over since she left Oakland's mayor's office. She has not been able to be electable for anything. She's pretty much destroyed her reputation and political career. So it's over. Now we have Libby Schaaf, Libby Schaaf was a two-term Oakland mayor. Uh, First term, I did not vote for Libby Schaaf. Couldn't vote for her. She was another Jean Quan, literally coming off the Oakland school board to run for Oakland mayor. While some of you may say, well, that's some experience. Well, that's no experience. That's not executive experience. That's lower level management, which is the board of trustees for Oakland School District, and so that's not an executive level, period. That is a middle manager level type of position, and then to be promoted to city council from there, and then from city council to the mayor's office. And this is the problem that Oakland has had. We keep electing the stupid of the Oakland City Council. And the Oakland City Council, what do? Really nothing. They have no ideas. They have no solutions. In fact, none of them are qualified to sit on the board, period. None of them should be on that council. That's why I say recall all of them. None of them are worth a crap. And they don't make any decisions. And what you, Oakland, do, instead of hiring somebody, electing somebody with a lot of experience, or at least more experience than the idiots on city council, you need to hire somebody with experience like myself. I have 20 years of experience in high government. I ran a major organization for our government in counterterrorism, 800 to 1,000 employees under my command. Dealing with crime, that's what counterterrorism does. We deal with international crime and domestic crime. Housing, I've been working on housing. There's been no suggestion of types of housing to alleviate the homeless situation here in Oakland. I bring together a full plan to house everybody, even zero income. We have heritage and sanctuary housing that I am proposing for a new housing program. Very exciting. We're talking over 22,000 affordable housing units to come to Oakland through my leadership. Nobody else has done that. Nobody else has thought this out in the manner and the fashion that I have. And the reason why is because they don't have the experience. I have the experience. I got it with the Department of Defense, also Department of Justice when I worked briefly with the DOJ. So there are a lot of advantages to having somebody with experience, somebody that can actually move Oakland forward instead of backwards, because that's where Oakland has been the last 16 years. We've been going backwards, and things have been getting worse. Time to make a change. Elect me as your next Oakland mayor during the recall of Mayor Sheng Tao on November 5th. Vote yes on Mayor Sheng Tao to be recalled. Vote for Derrick Sue for replacement Oakland mayor. Thanks for joining me today. We'll be right back.